how to build discipline every time you tell yourself, "I'll do it later." You are teaching your mind a lesson. You are teaching it that your decisions are optional. You make a commitment at night, but when morning comes, you negotiate. You say, "Just 5 more minutes." You promise to start after one video, but one video becomes 10. You decide to work, but suddenly you need to check your phone, answer a message, or find something else to do. The problem isn't that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you keep giving yourself permission not to do it. Discipline begins the moment you stop negotiating. You don't need to feel motivated every morning. You don't need perfect energy. You don't need the perfect mood. You need a decision that stands stronger than your feelings. When you say you are going to do something, let your actions become the proof of your word. Your mind will always offer an easier option. It will tell you that tomorrow is better. It will tell you that you're tired. It will tell you that one small delay doesn't matter. And maybe one delay doesn't matter. But repeated delays create a pattern. That pattern becomes a habit. And eventually that habit becomes your lifestyle. So make a new rule. When you decide, act Dr. S. If you said you would study, study. If you said you would work, work. If you plan to wake up, get up. Don't hold a meeting with your excuses. Don't debate with the weaker version of yourself. You don't build discipline by making enormous promises. You build it by keeping small promises consistently. Every time you do what you said you would do, you strengthen your character. You build confidence. You prove to yourself that your word means something. And that changes everything. There will be days when you don't feel like moving forward. Move anyway. There will be days when nobody encourages you. Continue anyway. There will be moments when quitting feels easier. Remember why you started. Stop waiting for motivation to give you permission. Make the decision. Then execute. Your future is being shaped by what you repeatedly choose to do when nobody is forcing you. Fester, stop negotiating with yourself and start becoming the person you promised you would become. You cannot build a disciplined life by depending on motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you wake up inspired, ready to conquer everything. Other mornings you feel tired, distracted, and completely uninterested. If your success depends on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. That is why you need systems. A system is a structure that helps you do what needs to be done even when motivation disappears. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like working today?" you create a routine where working is simply what happens next. Think about how powerful that is. You don't need to debate whether you should start. You already decided. You don't need to waste energy convincing yourself. The system carries you forward. Prepare your environment before the challenge arrives. If you need to study, organize your materials in advance. If you need focused work, remove unnecessary distractions. If you want to read every day, keep your book where you can easily reach it. If you have an important task, decide when you will do it before the day becomes chaotic. Stop making your goals depend on perfect circumstances. Excuses grow when your environment makes distraction easy. Your phone is beside you. Notifications are constantly appearing. Entertainment is always available. And suddenly an hour disappears. Then you wonder where your time went. Take control. You don't need to eliminate every distraction from your life. You need to stop allowing distractions to control your priorities. Create routines that make good decisions easier. Decide your priorities. Schedule your important work. Break large goals into smaller actions. Repeat those actions until they become normal. And remember, this system doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes discipline looks incredibly simple. Wake up. Make the decision. Start the task. Stay focused. Finish it. Repeat tomorrow. You are not trying to create a perfect life. You are creating a life where the right actions happen consistently. Stop asking yourself how you can find more motivation. Ask yourself how you can build a structure that makes progress unavoidable. Because when your system is stronger than your excuses, you don't have to fight yourself every day. You simply follow the path you created. Build systems. Remove unnecessary friction. Protect your attention. Keep showing up. Eventually, what once required enormous effort becomes part of who you are. Don't wait for discipline to appear. Build a life that trains you to practice it every single day. Sure strength is not built by constantly choosing what is comfortable. It is built when you willingly face challenges that demand more from you. Every time you choose the harder but meaningful path, you are training yourself to become stronger, more capable, and more disciplined. The easy choice is always available. Stay in bed a little longer. Put off the important task. Choose entertainment instead of effort. Quit when things become frustrating. None of these choices feels dangerous in the moment. But repeated often enough, they teach your mind to run from discomfort. You have to break that pattern. Start choosing difficult things on purpose. Not because you need to make life miserable, but because challenge develops abilities that comfort cannot provide. Give yourself something meaningful to accomplish each day that requires effort. Finish the assignment before you relax. Practice a skill when progress feels slow. Work on the goal even when nobody is watching. Have the courage to complete what you started. Every difficult task you finish sends a message to your mind. Thrice I can handle this, taxer. That message becomes powerful. You begin to realize that discomfort is not a command to stop. It is simply a feeling that can exist while you continue moving forward. You don't have to wait until the task feels easy. You don't have to eliminate frustration before taking action. You can feel uncomfortable and still keep going. This is where discipline separates itself from motivation. Motivation says, I feel ready. Discipline says, I'm doing it anyway. Don't look for challenges that are pointless or harmful. Look for challenges that make you better. Learn something difficult. Practice consistently. Finish meaningful work. Take responsibility when it would be easier to blame someone else. Put your attention on the task instead of constantly chasing distraction. And when you succeed, don't immediately search for comfort. Recognize what you just proved. You were capable of more than you thought. Tomorrow, challenge yourself again. Because every time you deliberately step outside your comfort zone in a healthy and purposeful way, your confidence grows. Your ability grows. Your discipline grows. The goal isn't to become someone who never struggles. The goal is to become someone who doesn't immediately surrender when struggle appears. Do hard things on purpose. Train your mind to stay committed when the excitement disappears. Become comfortable with effort, and you will become capable of achieving things that once seemed impossible. Stop overwhelming yourself with everything you think you need to accomplish. Stop staring at the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Sometimes the biggest reason people give up is because they are trying to carry tomorrow, next month, and next year all at once. You don't need to conquer your entire future today. You need to win today. Your future is built one day at a time. Every morning gives you another opportunity to make choices that move you closer to the person you want to become. Don't worry about whether you can maintain discipline for years. Ask yourself a simpler question. What can I do right now that makes today better? Then do it. If your goal feels enormous, break it down. Don't focus on finishing the entire journey. Focus on taking today's step. One page, one lesson, one focused work session, one meaningful action. Small actions may look insignificant when viewed individually, but repeated consistently, They become powerful. The one-day mindset removes unnecessary pressure. You don't have to be perfect forever. You only have to make the right decision today, and tomorrow you will get another chance. There will be days when you feel energetic and productive. Take advantage of them. There will also be days when everything feels difficult. On those days, lower the size of the task if necessary, but don't abandon the direction. Even a small step keeps the habit alive. Never underestimate the power of consistency. A person who takes one meaningful step every day can eventually travel farther than someone who takes 10 steps once and then stops for weeks. Don't waste today's energy worrying about yesterday. Yesterday is finished. Learn from it, but don't live inside it. And don't spend today's attention fearing tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own work. You have today. Use it. Get up and handle what is in front of you. Complete the task you have been avoiding. Give your attention to what matters. Keep one promise to yourself. Then, when the day ends, know that you moved forward. That is how confidence is built. That is how discipline is built. That is how extraordinary results are created. Not through one perfect day, but through ordinary days where you refuse to quit. Master today. Let tomorrow come when it arrives, when the day in front of you, and eventually you will look back and realize you built an entirely different life, one day at a time. One bad day does not define you. One mistake does not erase your progress. One day of losing focus does not mean you have lost your discipline. The real danger begins when you allow yesterday's disappointment to become today's excuse. You missed the routine. You wasted time. You didn't accomplish what you planned. Fine. It happened. Learn from it, accept it, and move forward. Don't turn one bad day into a bad week. Don't turn one mistake into a story about who you are. Your mind may try to convince you that because you failed yesterday, you might as well continue today. That's the trap. It whispers, you've already messed up, so what's the point? But that thought is exactly what you must reject. The moment you recognize that you're off track, return. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Not when you suddenly feel motivated. Return now. You don't need to repair everything at once. You simply need to make the next right decision. Get back to your routine. Finish one important task. Put your attention where it belongs. Take one productive step. That single step matters because it breaks the pattern. Understand this. Discipline is not perfection. Real discipline is the ability to recover. Anyone can stay committed when everything is going perfectly. The stronger person learns how to continue after disappointment. You will have difficult days. You will make mistakes. You will sometimes lose momentum. That's part of being human. What matters is what you do next. Don't waste hours punishing yourself for something you cannot change. Yesterday cannot be rewritten, but today is still yours. Use it. If you fell behind, start again. If you lost focus, refocus. If you made a mistake, learn from it. If you quit for a moment, begin again. Never allow temporary failure to become permanent surrender. Your progress is not measured by how many times you stumble. It is measured by how consistently you get back up and continue moving. So when tomorrow arrives, don't carry yesterday's failure into it. Leave it behind. Take the lesson, not the weight. Wake up with a clear mind and make one decision as today. I begin again. Ducks. Then prove it through your actions. One bad day is a moment. Don't give it the power to become your pattern. There is a powerful relationship you must build. Before you can build anything great in your life, the relationship you have with yourself. When you make a promise to yourself and consistently keep it, something changes inside you. You begin to trust yourself. You stop wondering whether you will follow through because your actions have already answered the question. You don't need to make huge promises. Start with small ones. If you tell yourself you will complete a task, complete it. If you decide to spend 30 minutes learning something valuable, give those 30 minutes your full attention. If you set a reasonable routine, follow it. Every small promise you keep becomes evidence that you can rely on yourself. And that evidence builds confidence. Real confidence isn't simply telling yourself, I can do anything. Real confidence comes from repeatedly doing what you said you would do. Your words should have weight. Too many people make promises in moments of excitement. They create ambitious plans, set unrealistic expectations, and then abandon them when the excitement disappears. Don't build your identity around dramatic promises. Build it around consistent action. You don't need to prove everything in one day. You need to become reliable. There will be mornings when you don't feel motivated. There will be distractions. There will be moments when quitting seems easier. Those moments are opportunities to reinforce your identity. When you continue despite temporary discomfort, you send yourself a powerful message. Yes, I can trust myself. Yes. But remember, keeping promises also means making promises you can realistically keep. Don't overload yourself with impossible expectations. Choose commitments that matter, make them specific, and follow through. If you fail, don't hide from it. Adjust the plan and begin again. Your identity is being shaped by what you repeatedly do. Every time you keep your word, you strengthen discipline. Every time you follow through, you strengthen confidence. Every time you choose action over excuses, you become more dependable. Eventually, you stop saying, I hope I can change. You start saying, I know I can move forward because I've done it before. That is the power of becoming a person who keeps promises. So make fewer promises, but make them meaningful. Then keep them. Let your actions speak louder than your intentions. Let consistency become your reputation, even when nobody is watching. Become the person whose word means something, not only to others, but to yourself. Because when you can trust yourself to follow through, there is almost no limit to what disciplined, consistent action can help you build. Etch.